Okay, I'm going to show a quick video of what the sort of expected workflow is for the homeworks for Comms 3430. So I'm on a Windows computer and I've got this thing called Windows Subsystem Linux, which gives me access to a Linux sort of interface here. If you're on Windows, I'd suggest using this. If you're on some sort of Unix system, then you can use your terminal that you're probably already familiar with. And so I've got two files here, main.html and main.js. So I'm going to code with these guys. And I've got this code here. So you can see our main HTML file. It's not very much. It's got all the normal stuff, and then it has a button. And at the end, it links to the script where we're actually going to write our homework. This script is loaded at the bottom. And this is just sort of traditionally you would have your script at the end of your HTML file so that the page loads and is not waiting on the script to load before you can actually see the page. It shouldn't really matter for our class because everything's going to be relatively small. So let's take a look at our main.js. So there's nothing fancy here. I've got my audio context, a play button. I'm using my query selector to grab the button. Now, if I had multiple buttons, I would need document.getElementById instead, but this will work for now. Just one note, I'm using const here. So basically, whenever you can use const, you should. Const means I'm creating a variable, I'm assigning it a value, and I promise that's not going to change. For our audio context, that's a global variable. Not the best programming technique, but it'll get us by for now. And I used var here because I'm going to be changing that. So the play button, I add an event listener on every time we click, we should execute a function. And that function should say if an audio context has not already been created, I'm going to create a new audio context, create an oscillator, connect that oscillator to our audio context.destination. This is effectively the speaker, and start my oscillator. So this is a basic idea. Now, in order to view this, we've got two different ways we could do this. So we can use our file explorer and open up our main.html file this way. And this will often work, but sometimes you can run into issues where WebAudio doesn't like opening up a file this way. Instead, slightly more reliably, if you're using Visual Studio Code, you can get this extension if you go down to your extensions tab and search live server. You can install this thing and then you'll get a button here that says go live, and I can click this. Now if you're on a Mac or something like this, there's equivalent versions depending on your IDE, or you can also just start a server from your terminal as well. Plenty of options, but that's the basic idea. And then you'll click go live and it's going to open something on localhost at some port. And now we can try playing our audio here and we get our sound. Now if we want to debug this, there's one tool that we might be interested in called Audion here. Audio on, I don't know how to pronounce it. But anyway, it's an official developer tool from the Chrome WebAudio team that will help you visualize the audio signal graph of what you've created. So to do this, we're going to Control-Shift-I or right-click Inspect, which will pull up this developer thing. And we can go to WebAudio. And there's nothing here right now, and then when I click play, we're going to get our sound, and then we'll also be able to see this graph that shows us how the audio graph is connected. So here we have an oscillator that we have connected to the audio destination. So I'll hit refresh. And let's just see what happens. What if I were to not connect my oscillator to my audio destination? Let's see. I'll hit play. And now we have our oscillator and our audio destination, and we're not hearing anything. And the reason for that is because these are not connected. We can actually see that through this WebAudio tab that we got down here. So this is sort of the basic idea of how you probably want to be coding for most of your assignments in this class. There's different versions of this in Firefox as well, but Chrome is probably going to be your best bet.